always went to strip clubs for guys. I'm a competitor. I wasn't gonna spend no money if I didn't see nobody else spending no money. As soon as I seen somebody thinking that they got money, okay, you spending 5, I'm gonna spend 6. If you gonna spend 10, I'm gonna spend 15.
I'm gonna teach you about social dominance theory. Some men don't date us because they value us. Some men date us just to compete with other men. Through learning about the social dominance theory, Sedanius and Pareto taught us about the power of social hierarchies. And as we learned in part 1, for many men, that hierarchy revolves around other men. And we have our girl Eve Sedgwick to thank for coining the term homosociality. To reiterate, homosociality is when men prioritize building relationships with other men, often using women as props to solidify those bonds. Have you ever met a guy who name drops his ex or brags about all the girls that he's dated? That's a form of homosocial behavior. The man is showing off to his imaginary male audience. The question now becomes, do women take part in homosocial behavior? The answer is yes, and not in the ways that you think. It's not just my opinion, it's backed by sociology. Erving Goffman's dramaturgical theory explains that people act differently depending on their audience. A man prioritizing homosocial bonds will perform masculinity around other men, as women were often conditioned to accept this behavior. Sociologists like Raywin Connell, who developed the concept of hegemonic masculinity, explain that society holds up this dynamic. Men are taught to seek dominance, and women are socialized to go along with it. The difference here, though, women are mistaking this performative masculinity as strength or confidence. This ties directly into Pierre Bourdieu's theory of social capital. Bourdieu explains that in certain social groups, relationships are an asset. Men gain capital by showing off the women that they're dating. It's less about you and more about what you represent in the hierarchy. Women unknowingly reinforce this dynamic. We've been conditioned to see high-status men as attractive. Word of the day is hypergamy. The idea that women subconsciously seek partners of higher status. Think group leader, the quiet one in the corner that's dominant, and you like, I want that one. Yeah. Sociologists like Catherine Hakim argue that this dynamic continues to fuel the cycle, with women choosing men who are playing the exact games that we claim to hate. We've impacted this in ways that we don't even realize. Pick-me culture, cool girl myth, when women feel pressured to suppress their needs and emotions just so that a guy will like them more. Before y'all start saying, no, could never be me, you've done it. You've done it. Think about if you've ever lied and told a guy that you like sports when you really don't, or if he's ever mentioned a hot take and you agree just to avoid confrontation. Truth is, it's a survival tactic. Judith Butler's performative gender theory explains that masculinity is oftentimes a performance. It's all about who can outperform who. We see ambition, we see charisma, we see confidence, we see altruistic behaviors, and it makes them appear more stable and secure. If you have an anxious attachment style, you're more likely to be drawn towards this type of personality. This attraction to homosocial men is a mix of social conditioning, psychological bias, and cultural reinforcements. But being able to recognize the difference between authentic confidence and performative dominance is crucial. These misinterpretations can oftentimes lead you to overlooking early signs of misaligned priorities. The problem is we are reinforcing these hierarchies. Now, I'm not saying that you're to blame, but this is what happens when there's a lack of consequences to those actions. It's honestly a slippery slope, because when you say that you hate misogyny, you're automatically a misandrist. But then if you want to be led by a man, then you're automatically a pick-me. Fact of the matter is, we as a society get to decide what's in and what's not, what's allowed and what's not, what's looked down upon and what's not. How much of our behaviors are shaped by these dynamics without us even realizing it? Have you ever had to deal with the consequences of allowing homosociality? Have you ever fed into homosociality for your own benefit? What's the most ridiculous thing you lied about to get a man to like you? Question is, did it work?